Today I'm going to be showing you how to make a custom shape therian or cat mask. To start, draw out the parts that you're going to cut off. For example, I'm changing the muzzle shape, ears and eye shape. To cut this out, you will need some scissors and a cutting blade to help get a cleaner cut. For my muzzle shape, I will be using 4-inch thick foam and 1mm EVA foam to help connect it from the base to the actual muzzle part. These will go like that, and also on the eye you can fill in any spots with more foam. This is what it looks like all put together. And next is the ears, where I will be using an EVA foam base and drawing one ear and tracing it onto the other side so that they are equal. I'm also going to be using 1-inch upholstery foam to help give it more shape by gluing on and snipping it all around to help give it a nicer finish and more of a 3D texture for the ear. Once those are glued on, you also can't forget to add little cheek parts for the fluff to go onto. This is what the final shape will look like. There will also be an elastic going on later, but for now we'll be doing the felt, which to get the measurements is about an extra inch or two off what the actual mask shape is in about a square to make it easier. I use a hot glue gun and start on the ears, layering it down and going downwards. Next I'll be going around the eyes, but I will leave the muzzle till last as that's a different shape. Also do the connecting parts and leave a little flap up the top. This flap can be cut off and glued down until it's flat like this. It can be covered up with a nose later on so it won't look as visible. If there are any creases or dents, that's alright because the eyes have not been done yet, and when they get done it can help stretch the felt to make it look smoother. To do the eyes, I just cut a cross pattern and pull the edges and glue it down. And then when you're cutting down the felt, leave some extra space to fold it over and put it down. I left some larger spots in places where I wanted more felt on the inside and less where I just wanted it to fold down and be there. This is what the final felted thing looks like, and it is quite ugly on the inside, but that will get covered up with lining and felt later on. So just ignore the tape on my finger as I accidentally injured it. The next part is to draw it out with pen. If your mask is white though, I would not recommend this, as if you're using white felt, probably don't change the colour because it can look a bit strange. Here's just a quick basic time lapse of the painting. It should be pretty self-explanatory, but if you needed any tips, here it is. For the painting part, I started by using solid colours layered on and then later adding the gradient which my mask had. To do this, I just dabbed with my paintbrush continuously until it gave me the feature that I would like. Off camera, I added some black lines around the eyes to help give it more definition, and the ear fluff, which is quite simple. You just grab a thin piece of fluff and lay it down in the direction that you wanted. Next, we're going to be doing the cheek fluff, which is just the triangle and outline shape of the mask that you have. I have a pre-cut piece here to show sort of an example of the shape, and make sure to pay attention to the direction it's going and the colour. Once that's all glued on, I also added the nose, which was just some EVA foam glued down and painted black to look nice. Next we add the elastic. Mine is cut to about 17 inches long because of the size of the head. Pay attention to also the length of the mask to get it comfortable. You don't want it to sit too loosely because then it can come off, but also not too tight so that it's still comfortable to wear. Make sure that the elastic is attached well so it doesn't break either. Next to do is the lining, which I'm just using a piece of pattern fabric that I have drawn a basic outline of to get the idea of what I need. I start by gluing down the ears as I did with the felt, and then gluing down the rest of the mask. With the eyes, you cut it out. When cutting out the lining of the mask, make sure to not leave space as it will be glued down as is and you don't want it visible from the outside. Glue down the edges. It can be sewn, but due to the way that the mask is made, it's just better to use hot glue. It also gives it a bit of a cleaner finish. I did not do this with the eyes because I have not added the actual eye mesh yet, which is just some buckram mesh which will be painted for the eye colour. And I did not do this on camera, but also make sure that you colour the back of the eye mesh black because it helps with visibility a lot. Also glue down the pieces and make sure that it looks good from both the front and the back. To make it comfortable, I'm using a little strip of felt connecting from the eye mesh to the lining fabric. This gives it a tidier finish but also a much comfier wear on the face. It will look like this when you're done. Next I have to do the teeth, which is where I used some EVA foam and painted it white and cut a little hole in the felt to slide it in and used a hot glue gun to put it in. Onto the final shots. This is what the mask looks like from the front, the side, the other side, and the inside. This mask was a commission for a person, and if you would like any helps or tips or tricks on how to make a mask, feel free to ask me down below and I will answer any questions or inquiries that you have. Thank you so much for watching and I hope this helped.